How are you now? And thanks for joining us here on the Theory of Thing Investment Podcast. I'm occasional talking head for all things in this particular regard. My name is James Whelan, head of distribution here at Invest House, head of rail for Investor Pulse, anything else we've got going on around the place. AI firm working very hard in the fintech space. I am also, as usual, as always, joined by a good friend and colleague over in Radelaide for HLM Investments. It is Heath Moss. Heath, how are you now?
Fantastic, mate. Fantastic. Apart from the heat wave we're getting over here, it's a genuine heat wave. Talking 40
Yeah.
plus for several days. Yeah, it's been good. It's been active week. I mean, I've done everything this week from a sleep test with ResMed to had the door on my fridge fall completely off when I opened it on the weekend. So that was fun.
There's no jokes in that. Okay. Just ripping the damn thing out
Yeah,
off the hinges. Nah.
It was 19 years old, so it had done its service, but, I opened the door and it came off the hinges and, sheared through the metal bracket, so, I had to buy a new
So
one.
not even gonna be retired as a beer fridge? Because that's
No,
the second
you
life.
can't,
You can't. It's done.
it's done.
That's a tragedy. It's tough to
It
see a big
is.
piece of metal like that just be sent away, isn't it? It's
It
yeah.
is. It is, so, it was lucky it was me that opened the fridge and not one of the kids 'cause, could have caused some harm,
Yeah.
'cause it's quite weighty. So, so that was my Sunday in the heat, going to JB Hi-Fi and Good Guys and all those places looking for a
Picking
fridge.
up a new fridge,
So,
helping the old, what do you call those things? Durable goods? Is that a durable?
yeah, durable goods.
Yep.
Yep, yep,
Yep.
yep,
So
yep, yep,
that's why rates are going up this year, mate. Thanks a lot.
yep,
Thanks a
yep.
frickin' bunch, Heath. I can't believe that. I swear to God. I did a podcast with our head of our CIO here for our investment thing, and he's saying, and we're talking about. I said, okay, so now bringing in locally, and I'm interviewing, bringing in locally. Where are we thinking? And he said, yeah, and he's talking about RBA, and he's saying rate cuts, and he's just like, yes. So I mean, the predicted rate cut that we've got coming up for this one, and I've just gone, mate. Even that, based on yesterday's and 2 days ago,
Yeah,
based on the numbers that came out, I think it's going to be a rate hike. I'm not going to lie to you. And he's just gone, wait, did I just say cuts? He'd been saying cuts. I was just like, we got
yep,
to do this again.
yeah,
So used to saying cuts that saying rate hike is literally a difficult thing for someone to come and spit out of their head. It's
yeah,
just
yeah.
just impossible, mate. Seriously. And I got to try and get through it. So we got, mate. There's been a bit going on. Gold, silver, obviously doing up and down, looking like a meme coin at the moment. Some of these precious
It
metals,
is.
absolutely wild things going on in that space. Oil markets having a bit of fun too, as there as well. Microsoft literally just had one of its worst single day sell-offs of all time on the record there, and also amazingly joining us here, and we're about to see because this is the fun of television that we're about to hear. A good old mate of mine who I met and reconnected with up at Noosa for the mining conference. Just double check your sound volume is there if you can, and we can hear you.
G'day, James. Can you hear me all right?
I can hear you perfectly well. Ladies and gentlemen, our guest today, Patrick Walta, Executive Chairman of Broken Hill Mines, the company reopening and scaling production on the original Broken Hill line of load that started BHP, and maybe thank them for everything that they've done for this beautiful country. High grade silver coming out of Blackwood's ore body, production ramping up at RASP, amazing things going on in 2026. Full disclosure, I have people that hold this, but this is just a couple of mates having a bit of a catch up. Patrick, how are you now, mate? Welcome to the show.
Yeah, really good. Really good, actually. It's it's always a bright start to the day when you wake up and silver's at $117 an ounce. It's hard not to be happy.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Now, we'll get into this quick. First off, have we got similar interior decorators, I think, in our
I
offices?
think we do, actually. There you go. Yeah, must be something special there.
The true sign of a bit of class. Mate, what's the latest over what's going on? At the small caps team printed something on you guys in December. I've seen some grades in the, I think, 100 grams per ton or something like that I was seeing, but I'll let you talk to what's going on now. What's the plan for this year for Broken Hill Mines?
Yeah, well, we just released the quarterly yesterday for the December quarter. So it was our first full quarter of operations as an ASX listed entity. And
Yep.
that was great. Double-digit growth across the board in terms of all of our production and financial metrics. But really, we're kind of just getting started. I mean, as we pointed out in our quarterly, the average silver price we received in the December quarter was $56 an ounce. And now, silver's at 117, and so we now fully expect that we'll be achieving double-digit growth in terms of silver production, zinc production, lead production across our metrics every quarter. and then selling it into these higher prices as well. So we're kind of just getting started with our ramp up and growth. So the backstory there for listeners is we have two mines, or two of the three operating companies in Broken Hill that control the Broken Hill ore body.
Yep.
The largest silver lead zinc ore body in the world. And we're investing and ramping them back up. So we own a 750,000 tonne per annum plant. When we acquired it was only 40% utilised. And now we're feeding that with what will eventually be three different ore bodies. So previously just one ore body, the Western Min ore body, relatively low grade. We just bought Main Lode online, and that's the high grade ore body you were talking about in terms of some of our silver equivalent numbers there are over 2,000 grams a tonne there, which is just massive.
Yeah.
Just bought that online in October. And as we've flagged to the market as well, we'll be bringing Pinnacles online as well in the June quarter this year.
Pinnacles is a fascinating story, if I could just jump in there. And I remember you telling it at Sydney Mining Club, but when you did the Coolabah, the switch in, and it was about to come online. And we had a lot of holders in Coolabah that were pretty happy about that too. So can you run us through Pinnacles? Because I love the story of it just being one guy with a shovel and a dream and going to America and hating bankers. It's just such a good yarn.
Yeah, no, it was fascinating to be a part of that journey. So 15 kilometres outside of Broken Hill, private Australian family has owned and operated the Pinnacles mine since 1954. So 75 years of operations, and you go there and it's rough and ready on the site. But what they've achieved is remarkable. There's a 50-metre deep open pit. They've built their own underground shaft, goes down to 75 metres. They've hand built their own sort of dinky little processing plant. It's 30,000 tonnes per annum. And it's really quite amazing what one family's achieved without any proper corporate engineers and consultants and all that sort of thing.
They just get in
And
the
you've
way
done-
sometimes, right? Yeah.
The great thing for us as a publicly listed entity is we get to tell the story, because no one's literally, there's 55,000 metres of drilling on the site, and not a single metre had ever been publicly released until we got involved. So the market is, and rightly so, sees it as a new discovery. And in actual fact, it's been there for 75 years, but the Williams family realised that they've been sitting on this monster, so they only sort of cracked the geological nut about a decade ago, and the ore body's just exploding. So they realised that they needed a bigger plant. So fortunately, 15 kilometres in town, there's two plants starving for feed. And so, it's good fortune and good timing for us. We acquired the Ras mine, and then we set about consolidating inside Broken Hill. And the Williams family, who just absolute gentlemen of the mining industry, managed to secure a 70-30 operational profit share where BHM owns 70%, we own 30%.
Yep.
And away we go. So we're releasing these high-grade drill hits there that are at surface, on a mining lease, 15 k's from our plant. And very quickly we're going to restart the mine. It's been on care and maintenance since COVID. But yeah, just incredible that, in Broken Hill, which was, the birthplace of, the largest mining company in the world, 15 kilometres out of town, there's another ore body that no one knows anything about, but it looks it's a part of the main ore body that started BHP, but it's kind of been held under wraps for nearly 100 years.
It's a hell of a thing. I'll let you go real quick if you want. So what's ahead for the next quarter? So you've just done your last quarter results. You got your next quarter immediacy coming up. Personally love this stock and love this name, and I am in there. Obviously biased on these ones. So what's ahead for the quarter?
Well, it's really for us about 2026 is just about delivery. We did an opportunistic capital. We listed at 35 cents in July last year. We did a capital raise in October, raised $38 million at $1, and the company's trading at about $1.25 at the moment. So we're really well funded. We've got all the funds we need to deliver the ramp up. So every quarter now we deliver, and we expect to be achieving double-digit growth across the metrics there. So, we'll see that increase in revenue, increase in production, but overlay that is just going to be a conga line of drill hits. So we've got 7 kilometres of core being assayed at the moment, already drilled. And we just announced 42,000 metres of drilling occurring this year. So the news flow is huge for us in that regards. I think it's going to be a great year because fundamentally we've got the growth platform to do it.
Yeah. And
plenty to watch out for.
Great growth. You've got the precious metals prices doing all the right things there as well. Everything else. Heath, you got anything? Otherwise, we're going to let this man get back to his day job.
Just a quick one. It's an area that I'm not very up to date with, but how are the zinc markets looking this year?
Zinc's actually kind of the under the radar performer. I mean, zinc's I think nudging $1. I do it in pounds. It's nearly $1.60 a pound, $57 a pound. You know, traditionally zinc's probably sat at $1.20, $1.10 to $1.20. And it's just crept up there. And it's a material part of our portfolio. Silver's obviously gets all the attention, and our silver ounces are growing so fast that it's actually already become our biggest earner. But zinc at north of $1.50 is just wonderful. And that's all, zinc is used primarily for galvanizing. So, if you have mild steel, you need to dip it in zinc, otherwise it will rust out. So the bottom of your car would be gone in 18 months if it wasn't coated in zinc. So and all the mild steel around the world. So it's principally linked towards global GDP. Countries are growing, investing and building things. Zinc's being consumed as well. So yeah, it's a great little engine room for the business. But obviously, all the tinsel is around silver, and rightly so. I mean, it's quadrupled in value in the last 12 months.
Yeah, that's incredible. So I would say out there from an investment perspective, and obviously these aren't your words, but anyone who's missed the silver rally, if you're not invested directly in a silver ETF or anything like that, potentially getting into Broken Hill Mines might be a great way to try and catch that and make back some of that missed train.
Well, that's what we always sort of say. One of our value propositions is we are producing silver today, and we're not a diversified miner. We're quite focused on that. So plenty of great companies out there that have got big silver ounces and development, and they're just, the $300 million plant or whatever sort of approvals. But we are literally producing and slotting silver at $117 an ounce today. So it's direct exposure to silver revenue, which will flow through to our financial performance accordingly as well, which is great for investors.
Outstanding. Well, I'm all patriotic. Broken Hill's back in our hands where it should be, and it's being very, very well run by a very competent set of hands and a great bunch of leadership over there as well. I look forward to catching you at the next one, Patrick. If there's anything else you want to throw out there for the weekend? You got any great tips for the tennis?
No, God, I've been a couple of times, and the person I've gone for has lost every time. So I've been quiet on that. So it should be good. It will be good. Hopefully, Alcaraz puts up.
I think Alcaraz has probably got it going on. Sinner's going to have a pretty easy run with Djokovic, but I think that Alcaraz will still get him in the big day on Sunday.
Yeah, exactly. All right, guys, go well.
All right, my friend. Have yourself a good one. Have a great weekend.
Bye.
Thanks, mate.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was great. Always good to have a bit of a drop in from an old mate, Patrick Walta, Broken Hill Mines. Mate, that's a story that I can't tell enough on this one.
Yeah.
Full disclosure. I mean, I've got people. I'm actively advising people into this stock as well. So there's, I'm allowed to sit on both sides of the fence on this one as long as I say.
So much with mining is timing and getting lucky with the timing. If you look at a lot of successful mines that have gone on to big things like Pilbara Minerals with their lithium mine, it's just the perfect timing, and they were able to build all this cash up. So when lithium prices cratered, they were still in a very, very good position, and now they're benefiting again from lithium. Same thing with Broken Hill. I mean, they've got running silver at 50,000 ounces a quarter or a month or something there. That's just a major bit of cash flow coming through to them, and it looks like it will last a while yet.
Yeah, no, but true. Yeah. I've got no problem with that at all. Sorry, I just got closing a bunch of stuff on my computer because it's funny. It's all gone a bit funny. All right, mate. What else you got for us this week?
What do we got? I'll put my screen up and we'll have a bit of a chat. Yep. I'm just going to keep mindful of time. Give me 2 seconds. Got to find the right one.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us for this one. And Heath Moss, just pulling up his charting.
Yeah, look. So basically, this week this is the S&P 500, cracked a new high. Have come off that a little bit. You see the tail on that candle there from last night is fantastic. Actually, quite bullish. It was down. S&P 500 was down about 1.5% and rallied to close almost even there, which is great. The main drag last night was Microsoft.
Boy,
we go to Microsoft.
That was incredible. Stats.
Yeah.
I got some stats. I got some stats on Microsoft. What do you bring this up?
Go for it. What are your stats?
Here he is with the stats. Okay. This is from a great Twitter account, one of those great satirist financial guys' Twitter accounts, probably a very high level fund manager. Worst sell offs in Microsoft history: crash of 87, crash, GFC, COVID, and then down on that list at about 10th of all time worst ones is Azure misses buy side bogey. So it's one of the divisions we're talking about just happens to miss a little bit. It's off 11.2%.
Yeah.
That's up there. COVID it's about the same as what they lost for COVID.
Yeah.
About the same as what they've lost for various things through. What was the GFC correction was about the same.
Yep.
One day for the GFC 2009, and the tech wreck was about the same. So this is as bad as those particular.
Yeah.
For what? For
If you look at
anyway, go on.
You look at it since where are we? What is that? End of October here, where it peaked around $550 a share, and it's now what 433. Sorry, at the moment. We got that mini scare in the AI sector there, and it never recovered. It was probably the only one of the big tech that didn't recover. And I think it's that because it's that association with the OpenAI, they're tainted a little bit at the moment. And I think that's the same with AI across the board. If you have a large association with OpenAI or Oracle, then the market is sort of discounting you a little bit. And I think we saw numbers yesterday that their RPOs moving forward is up to $690 billion of contracts they've got to fulfill moving forward. But of that, 250 billion of it is OpenAI. So there's question marks there. But overall, I mean, look, I'm tempted tonight to be going out to buy a little bit of Microsoft here because the company overall is just a phenomenal company.
Why wouldn't you?
And I think it will turn around from here. I'm not too concerned about it at all. It's just, sentiment at the moment is a bit dour. When you look at someone like Meta, and Meta's cash flows and cash position and all that sort of thing are nowhere near as good as Microsoft.
Look at that. Is that a hanging evening star? What is that called?
Yep,
What is that?
Yep. There it is there. Yeah.
Okay.
It was up 10% last night on the back of, it was a really good profit report, but it was up 10%, whereas, Microsoft was down 10%. So, we see how sentiment really can influence markets in the short term there. But, that's the S&P 500 at the moment. They're going through earnings season. See, Tesla came out the other night with a really good report. We've still got Amazon to come. I think we've got Google to come still. Amazon's my top pick for 2026 in AI companies. I love where they're situated at now in terms of they'll get a big boost from consumer discretionary spending from obviously Amazon retail, and then margins will widen as they keep on moving less people in warehouses, moving them over to automation and robotics, etc. They've got a 20% stake in Anthropic, which Anthropic's numbers the other day, they expect to quadruple revenue this year to $18 billion. And in 2027, it could be as high as $55 billion. So, take that, you AI bears that say there's no revenue coming from AI at the moment. Anthropic, I think, is the proof of the pudding that there is definitely demand there for AI services. So I think Amazon is the one for me moving forward in 2026.
Yeah, okay. I've got just bits and pieces that are here on the way that the 7 have been going, but I can't pull it up at the moment now.
That's okay.
Yep.
Yep. And then if we let's move to look at silver and copper, etc., because obviously they're the main stories of the week.
Yep.
Where's my silver
and
chart?
links in well with just talking to Patrick as well on this one. So,
yeah, exactly.
Oh my goodness,
so
look at that.
Yeah. So since the start of last year, December, 1st January last year, silver is up 300%. Since December 1st, it's up 130%.
Yep.
It's just phenomenal. And it is, like you said, it's a bit meme coinish the way it's moving, which concerns me a little bit. We know that Chinese buyers, physical buyers who want the physical metal, are paying about a 5 to 10% premium to get a hold of that. But it's all come from, the sudden moves come from, silver being in deficit of about 200 million ounces a year for the last 3 years. And the extra demands come from obviously solar panels. and also these new type of solar panels, which are more intensive when it comes to silver. They use about 3 to 4 times as much silver as the older solar panels. So
Nice.
that's where the demand has come from, and the market has finally caught up. I mean, I talked about silver 18 months ago with clients, and we got positions in ETP MAG.
ETP Mag, that's right. Yeah, one of the ones.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
global.
Global
That's
X,
that is
the
global X.
silver bullion.
That came in from the what are they called? ETF securities. What are they called?
Yeah, they were ETF securities. They got bought out
Right,
by
Chad.
Global X.
Yeah, Chad and the guys. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, there's actually a new silver miners ETF that listed yesterday
Okay.
on the ASX. SLVM, I think, is the
Yep.
code. Again, Global X. That piggybacks on the back of SIL listed in the US,
Yep.
which is silver miners, obviously.
Yep.
So the concern here, I did read a really good article around Christmas about silver, and I think it was about $80-$90 an ounce then. And it said the solar panel manufacturers were still making huge profits. But once silver got to about $134 an ounce, that's when they start making losses. So I think that's where we might see a cap on silver for the short term. And of course, the CME will probably come in and raise margins. China's, commodities trader, whoever's in charge of that, they'll come in and try and bring down speculation, because obviously there's a lot of speculation in silver at the moment. So I'm a little bit cautious here and taking a little bit off the top.
Yeah.
But I think the structural story with silver, as it is with a lot of metals moving forward, is we haven't invested enough in infrastructure and mines, etc., and production moving forward. So there's going to be a shortfall for some time. So that's silver and copper. I mean, copper's
Copper's had a great couple of days. It's just been phenomenal.
Yeah.
Happy to stay in that.
And this morning, China announced that they're relaxing some legislation to help boost construction in China again, to help property construction again. So if demand starts rising again in China for copper because of construction, I mean that just puts huge amount of strain on the system, because we already know, because of the AI robotics shift and the electrification of everything, how much in demand and shortfall of copper we're going to be. But if China were able to get their property market going again, gee whiz, that's a big ask of copper production at the moment.
Yes,
So,
indeed.
yeah, I'm with you on that one. Have extensive exposure to BHP, South 32, and Sandfire. And in the little cap space, the small cap space, A1M, DVP, and F. My favourites.
DVP is one of the ones that's held by our own portfolio manager here, Mark.
Yeah,
across
Yeah.
across portfolios, a couple of portfolios, I think it is. Happy to back you on the DVP. We've spoken about that numerous times in the past.
yeah.
DVP is good.
they-
He likes Aries as well.
AIS, that's AIS?
AIM. AIS?
Let's have a look.
Aries.
Aries, yeah, AIS.
That's the one.
Oh, that was good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been in that for a while, which is fantastic. But I'm happy to follow him there, and I have done with people. Well, it's not up to me anymore. I'm not doing that. So pretty good with that. What else have we got going on here? Broken Hill Mines. Broken Hill Mines. We did have Patrick on. I will specify, if you're an investor who is seeing what's going on in silver, seeing what's going on in gold, and going, "Oh, I missed it," there are companies that have not run at the same equivalent that are now sort of lagging behind.
Yeah.
Look for them, and don't say, "Oh, I missed it. That's going to happen. I can't charge in and buy it now." If you go in and buy copper futures now, you've got rocks in your head. If you go and buy silver, like directly silver. You don't know. It's going to snap back. You're going to get these awful whiplashes. It could take you a while to get your money back. You don't know. But if you can look at a company that is going to be making money at a certain level, you think about how long it's going to take silver to get back down to that certain level if it does stay in that area, based on what you already know about supply and demand, based on what you already know about the global growth. Solar panels, as you just said, listen to the Macro Voices podcast from last weekend. It was insanely good with regards to the shortage in silver and in critical minerals generally. You will be able to find one or two names that are listed here in this country that will be able to get you the leverage to those particular commodities so that you don't miss out completely. That's all that
Or
I've
that just even that new ETF, the silver miners ETF, a lot of those miners in there, whilst they've run, they're still undervalued when even if you look at it, valuing them around $70 to $80 an ounce silver.
Correct. All right, you've got a hard
And
stop at 11 o'clock, my friend. So
Yep.
tennis picks and let's go.
tennis, I don't know who's playing, mate. Is Djokovic still playing? Well, I'll
Djokovic
back
is
him
playing
in.
tonight. We've got both the semi-finals this evening tonight, or whenever around there. Djokovic, who managed to fluke his way through after being 2 sets down.
Oh, I did hear about that. Yep. Djokovic, yep. I'll back him in. He's won it, 10 times? He's going to win
11
it
times.
11 times.
I think. Well, that's bold. Look, I don't know what else is going on apart from that. Yep, that's it. That's all I've got.
Yeah, footy's around the corner, mate.
I know, footy's close.
Footy starts.
I've got to get back,
Yep.
mate. Had some real issues with my fuel tank has been leaking slightly on.
Yep.
Which is something that you would get
Not
if
the
I owned
MG.
an old MG. It'd be like, oh, the fuel tank is like, oh, that's tough, that's all right. But I'm just like, no, it's a new MG. It hit a wombat or something like that. So now it's a hassle getting that fixed. That's going to be taking up a fair chunk of my time, and I'm not doing this amazing job which I've got out here, mate. So that's all that I have to say about that. Happy everyone going back to school anniversary. I think that there was a lot of parents out there who were pretty keen to drop their kids off and drive away as quick as they could. And go out and enjoy this amazing weather. I've got baseball tomorrow. We're playing the Tigers. I'll finally be out. It's been about 2 months since I played because we've had rain and heat at the same time. So it's we've been washed
Yeah.
out. So I'm really looking forward to getting back to it.
I'll be staying cool today. It's going to be 43 today, but I think it's a milder weekend. I think Sunday is about 25, so be able to get out and do something on Sunday.
Yeah, get after it,
So,
mate.
yeah.
Look, I'm going to go now. Thank you, everyone, for joining us here on the Theory of Thing Investment Podcast. I have been and will be forevermore James Whelan, occasional talking head for Investor Pulse, Invest House, small caps and all things related, but mainly to talk to you about these things. If you've got any questions, hit us up on any of the links that you've got attached. I'm one of the most accessible people in the world, which is great. Heath, HLM Investments, thank you very much for co-hosting and have yourself a great weekend.
Thanks, you too. It's been a pleasure.